Right now you're holding a phone. You didn't make it. You couldn't make it. You trust your entire life to objects built by people you'll never meet, and you never think about it. But 50,000 years ago in the cold, there was no factory. There was no store. There was one person who turned rock into the difference between eating and starving, between killing the mammoth and being killed by it. The whole tribe's survival sat in that person's hands. Everyone tells the story of the hunter, but the hunter is about to die if you get this wrong, because in this life, you're not the hunter. You're the one who makes the hunter's weapons, and it's about to become the most dangerous job in the world to be bad at. Here's the truth. Nobody tells you about the Stone Age. A spear is not a stick. A blade is not a found object. Every cutting edge that kept your people alive had to be made, struck from stone, by hand, with a skill that took a lifetime to master, and a single bad strike to waste. Get it right, and you're the most valued person in the tribe. Get it wrong, and people you love don't come back from the hunt. You're going to live that pressure, from your first clumsy strike as a child to the day the entire tribe depends on your hands. This is your life, at every level, as a Stone Age toolmaker. You start as a child, watching. An elder sits with a lump of flint and a hammerstone, and what looks simple is a lie. You pick up your own stone, you strike, and it shatters into useless splinters. You try again. Splinters. Here's what you don't understand yet. The rock is not random. Flint, chert, obsidian, these stones break in a predictable way if, and only if, you strike behind a zone of high mass at exactly the right angle. Hit it wrong and the energy scatters. Hit it right and a razor-sharp flake falls away like the stone wanted to give it to you. The first tools humans ever made, the Oldowan choppers, were the simple version, and even those took real practice. You will spend years just learning to read where the stone will break before you ever touch it. Your hands will bleed. That's the job. Now you can make a working edge. But a basic flake isn't enough anymore. Because your people don't just need a sharp rock. They need the right tool for the right job. Every time. This is where you learn the Handaxe, the teardrop-shaped tool humanity made, almost unchanged, for over 1 million years. It's worked on both sides, bifacial, and it demands something the choppers never did: foresight. You have to see the finished tool inside the rock, and remove everything that isn't it, one strike at a time, each flake scar becoming the platform for the next strike. Roughing out, thinning, shaping, trimming. Make a mistake 3 strikes in and the whole piece is ruined. Back to the start. You're no longer just breaking stone. You're planning, several moves ahead, holding a shape in your mind that doesn't exist yet. That's not muscle, that's engineering. Now you reach the technique that separates true masters from everyone else. The one archaeologists think marks a genuine leap in the human mind itself. It's called the Levallois Method, and it is staggeringly difficult. You don't shape the tool. You shape the core. You carefully strike flake after flake to sculpt a hidden dome of stone inside the rock, a perfect pre-planned shape. And then, with one single decisive blow, you strike off the finished tool you designed before you ever revealed it. Think about what that requires. You're working backwards. You're removing material to set up a strike that won't pay off until the very end, holding the entire multi-step sequence in your head, knowing one wrong angle wastes hours of work, and a piece of stone you may have walked miles to find. Scientists study this technique as evidence of complex planning, the same kind of forward thinking that defines us. When you can do this reliably, you're not a laborer anymore. You're one of the few people alive who can. And here's where you understand what you really became. The hunters get the glory, the songs, the stories around the fire. But every spear point they carry, you made. Every blade that skins the kill, that cuts the hide for winter clothing, that shapes the other tools, yours. When a master toolmaker dies, the knowledge can die with them, and a tribe that loses its best napper is a tribe in real danger. You walked miles to find the right stone. You spent a lifetime training hands that can do what almost no one else's can. You are infrastructure. You are the reason the hunt succeeds, the reason the tribe stays warm, the reason your people are still here. Nobody sings about you, but take you away, and the songs stop, because the hunters don't come home. So go back to that phone in your hand. We didn't escape this. We just hid it. Every object you depend on was still made by someone with a skill you don't have. We've just spread it across millions of strangers and forgotten their faces, the same way the tribe forgot to sing about the toolmaker. For 3 million years, human survival ran on a simple truth. Someone has to know how to make the things. The hunter is only as good as the hands that armed him. You were those hands. You always were. And the next time you pick up something you couldn't build yourself and trust your life to it without a second thought, remember that the first person who ever did that for you was sitting in the cold, bleeding, turning a rock into the future.